പൗരത്വ നിയമ ഭേദഗതിക്കെതിരായ പ്രതിഷേധത്തിൻ്റെ ഭാഗമായി ഷാഹിൻ ബാഗിൽ വലിയ പ്രതിഷേധം തുടരുന്നതിനിടെയാണ് ഷാഹിൻ ബാഗിൻ്റെ മാസ്റ്റർ മൈൻഡ് എന്നാരോപിച്ചുകൊണ്ട് JNUവിലെ ഗവേഷക വിദ്യാർത്ഥിയായിട്ടുള്ള ഷർജിൽ ഇമാമിനെ പോലീസ് കസ്റ്റഡിയിലെടുത്തത്. അതിനുശേഷം വലിയ പ്രചാരണത്തിന് ഇരയായ JNUവിലെ മറ്റൊരു വിദ്യാർത്ഥി ആഫ്രീൻ ഫാത്തിമയാണ്. BJPയുടെ വക്താവ് സംബീത് പാത്രയടക്കം വലിയ തോതിലുള്ള വിമർശനം ഉന്നയിച്ച ആഫ്രീൻ ഫാത്തിമയാണ് ഇപ്പോൾ നമ്മളോടൊപ്പമുള്ളത്. ആരാണ് ആഫ്രീൻ ഫാത്തിമ എന്നത് ഏവരും ചോദിക്കുന്ന വളരെ സുപ്രധാനമായൊരു ചോദ്യമാണ്. ആ ചോദ്യം ചോദിച്ചുകൊണ്ട് തന്നെ അവരുമായി നമുക്ക് സംസാരിക്കാമെന്നതാണ് കരുതുന്നത്. All these have everybody is talking about you. Who is Afreen Fatima?
I am just a random middle class Muslim girl who is studying in JNU right now, pursuing my masters, trying to focus on my studies and also talk about issues that affect me and the country at large.
For the wrong reason, actually you have been given this attention right now. So let me ask you, it is obviously there are some statements which is controversial. So one of those comment or statement was that or the interpretation of your statement was that you are justifying Afzal Guru, or you are not believing in Supreme Court, the apex court of India.
No, it's not like that. I don't believe in the Supreme Court or the Supreme Judiciary of the land. Of course I do believe in. The only thing that I pointed out in my speech was the exact statement, that the exact verdict that Supreme Court gave during the Afzal Guru case. The Supreme Court in its verdict says that to satisfy the collective conscience of the nation, we hang Afzal Guru. If I reiterate that fact and people call me an anti-national because I reiterate what the Supreme Court gives a verdict about, are we not calling the Supreme Court as anti-national? For me, being a citizen of this country, I am allowed, the Constitution allows me to question my Supreme Court if I disagree with it at some point.
So what do you think? I mean, you are being targeted. Obviously it is the ruling party and their spokespersons. What do you think about it?
I actually don't really care about the media trial that is happening right now, because I know it is a part of the propaganda, a part of a big propaganda that they have. They're trying to delegitimize the protest against NRCCA and NPR. They're trying to delegitimize the voices that are coming out, the genuine voices which have no affiliations to parties, the mainstream parties, or we have no affiliations with any sort of ideology that we want to propagate or anything. We're genuine voices that are coming out, and they're trying to delegitimize because they know that we're gaining support, and not just from the Muslim community but also from the non-Muslim community.
Okay, so let me go back to the first question. You are right now pursuing your PG master's course in JNU, and you are also one of the counselors of JNU Students Union. From where you have started your student activism, and from where actually you come from, which state, which locality? Can you please explain?
I was born in Chhattisgarh. I was raised in Allahabad. To pursue my graduation in linguistics itself, I went to the Aligarh Muslim University. In my final year, I contested for the Students' Union election of Women's College, and I was elected the president of the Students' Union of Women's College, Aligarh Muslim University.
Which was in
2018-19.
18-19.
I was the president of Women's College Students' Union. And my student activism basically started after the Yogi government came into power in UP. This fear came that because of the venom that he spits when he speaks, the anti-Muslim statements that he gives, the Islamophobic remarks that he gives. So all these statements made me fear, not just for myself but also my family, for my father, for my brothers. So that's when my activism sort of began. I started reading and I started questioning things. I started talking about the things that I thought that are necessary to be brought into public light. And So my activism started in AMU in 2016 itself. When I was the president there were a lot of firsts that we did with our union. We passed the first budget of Women's College Students Union. The section officer was removed because he was looting the union funds and no one had questioned him before that. We blocked Babi Sayed, the girls blocked Babi Sayed for the first time. It has always been the male students used to block the Babi Sayed, but my union became the first union that had girls blocking the Babi Sayed. We blocked the administrative building for 6 hours straight, and we opened it at 12:30 a.m. and all the staff was inside, and we just demanded a simple thing, that the right-wing goons that had entered the campus and the students who were involved in them entering the campus should be rusticated.
So that's how you, landed in student politics. So how was your experience when you come to the JNU?
JNU campus is of course very different from what Aligarh Muslim University has been. When I came into the campus, I did not have any I did not take any decision that I would contest or not. I did not come with that mind that I'll contest here also. But that happened because there is this deeply rooted Islamophobia which is under the guise of social justice. Under the guise of social justice, there is Islamophobia in the campus. Muslim students, and not just Islamophobia but also casteism. Muslim students and Adivasi students and Dalit students and Bahujan students, we are discriminated because of our identity. So we sort of realized that we need to assert our identity. If we do not start in our campus itself, it would be difficult for us to make a change, bring about a change in the country itself.
Somehow you have been the target. Don't you think that you should take a precautionary measure legally?
I will be filing a defamation case against the media houses that have cherry-picked and doctored my video and tried to show something that I have not said. I will be filing a defamation case soon.
Against these who are spreading these?
The India TV especially, because they're the first who brought out a video, I think, I'm not sure. And I think JNU, Republic, all the right-wing media channels have done a story. So would be filing a defamation case for sure.
Finally, say, what's your course of action regarding the student politics or the entire politics or the question of social justice?
What I feel is that, social justice has to be dealt with in a way that if there's a line and everyone is standing on that line, and there's one particular community that is not on the line, we need to bring that community on the line. Only then is when we can achieve a social justice. If a Dalit is oppressed, if a Dalit has been marginalized, then we have to make sure that the Dalit is given a representation, is given a voice of its own. I cannot speak on behalf of a Dalit. Similarly, someone else cannot speak on behalf of me or my community. So I think that social justice will only come if Muslims are allowed to speak for themselves, if Adivasis are allowed to speak for themselves, if Bahujans are allowed to speak for themselves. It's not that they cannot speak for themselves. We don't need middlemen to do our negotiating. We can do that. Also about the movement that is happening right now against NRC, CAA, NPR, I think it is very important that this movement is sustained until these three lethal combination of NPR, NRC and CAA is removed, is taken back. But what I also feel is that this fight is not just against NRC, CAA or NPR. A major chunk of Muslims are coming out on the street, which we have never seen in the post-independence. We have never seen such a huge chunk of Muslims coming out. In all the protests that are happening throughout the country, we can see that almost everywhere 90% of the protesters are Muslims. Even though we are a minority in the country, in the protests we are a majority. So this says that the Muslim community is taking this act as a direct threat to itself, to its existence in the country, and we fear an unknown future. So we of course we do not trust this government, and we do not trust their intentions. The kind of speeches that the Home Minister, the Prime Minister and the various chief ministers of different states have given, we do not trust them, and we cannot afford our silences anymore.
Anyway, thank you for spending good time with us.
Thank you, sir.